consultancies in my earlier times. Along with that, I am also a business analyst, and I also had the business operations and the field of data science, where I look into the visualizations, dashboards, and all. On the other part, I myself am a corporate trainer. I do the soft skills training in lot of small SMEs. Then we teach our own students. I am also into the IELTS coaching to some extent. So that's me. Going ahead, let me take this ahead. As I'll just be talking on small gist of studying in Canada right now today, because these are all vast topics. There is nothing here that you won't get available on the internet. So I have just tried to capsulate smaller points for you all. Any questions, anything, I would request you can drop in the chat sections, and at the end of the session I'll try and cover whatever we can in the time frame. Those which can be left off, then we can you can drop us the mail, and we will share the answers then and there with you. Okay, that will be the flow. So I presume this class that we have today, the attendees, roughly I presume that there might be some who are already into the process, there might be some who are just starting out, and there might be some who absolutely have no clue of what study abroad process is, and they want to understand. Okay, so just I would want to understand anybody who is already into the process here, anybody who has done applications or waiting for visas or something like that of this of our attendees here. Who all? You can just type me in the chat box, so that I can understand what level I should be speaking, right? So if everybody is on the same plane, everybody is on the beginner level, that will yeah, just started, right? So if the entire attendee slot is on a beginner level, then I can talk from a level of a beginner. That is, I will more. Okay, very good. So I will more talk on the aspects of study abroad process, what it is about, how to start, what to do, right? So there are some who have just started clueless. So I take it as a mix, more so to the people that you want to understand basically what the study abroad is. So we take the Canada example as a country. Okay, Sandeep, can we please move ahead? Right. So Canada until 2018 and 19, they have experienced almost 1 lakh Indian students, and they are studying across all the levels. Okay, in the country now, the everybody knows that the first choice of students from India always has remained USA, and then after that we call Canada as a second country. After that, students start looking across for different countries. That's how the process goes, that I will first apply in USA universities. I will also keep an option of Canada if I don't get USA, and after that then I will start the other countries, maybe Germany, or the European countries, or Australia, or New Zealand. Now because of the situation of COVID that has got, and because of US being hit so hard, I need not tell any all of you the situation of COVID in USA. All of you have been seeing that they are the worst hit in terms of the COVID reasons, best known to all of us. But because of that, now the focus, at least for this time being, has shifted to countries like Canada, New Zealand, Australia, especially European countries like Germany, Paris, and all. Now these countries are coming up very quickly to get the students. So now students are looking at some options, apart from USA also, and Canada is at the forefront of that, because they are also controlling their cases, but more so they are already established. So when they were at number two as compared to USA, now they are trying to be at par with US, at least till the time the situation normalizes. Okay, so this is Canada basically. Until last year, we had more than a lakh plus Indian students studying across all the levels there who had gone there. Yeah, next please. Right, so if you see, Indian percentage 68%. So we had in 2017 roughly 82,000. I'm closing my video so that all of us can focus on the slides. Okay, in 2018 we had close to a lakh plus, and again in 19 close to a lakh plus. That is roughly, it is touching almost 1.5 lakhs. So that is how Indian students make a big chunk of population there compared to the other countries, especially China, Korea, from where the students come. Okay, so we are favorable there when it comes as a country to study. Next. Why study in Canada? This is a very generic slide as to why generally we go to study abroad, basically. Okay, So one is compared to the education system that we have, definitely these countries are offering a high quality of education. Lot of research opportunities are there. They more of the theory, their learning is based on practical knowledge, their learning is based on value added knowledge. Okay, experimentation knowledge is what they do rather than believing in the textbook theory types. Secondly, Canada has lot of globally recognized universities. They have there is a George Brown, there is a University of Waterloo, there is a McGill. So a lot of universities in Canada, they are globally recognized when it comes to the university rankings. Education is affordable. Nowadays the cost of education that we have in India, in the same cost we can do good education in these abroad countries also, and Canada is one of them. This is very important is cultural diversity. Okay, now many students from different countries come to study there. So what happens is you are exposed to a lot of different cultures in your studies. You get an experience of sitting in a global atmosphere, because you are the student left to you might be from some a different country, the student sitting right to you might be some from some different country. So there are three different cultures that are sitting together, so there is a lot of diversity. It is considered to be quite safe and peaceful country. If you see, we don't get to hear much instances like this attacks or thing that keep happening. Canada, we hardly hear news coming in. So comparatively that country is safe. Yes, it is very easy in terms of PR. Lot of people, the first thing, the country that comes to our mind when we talk of PR here is Canada, because it is giving a very easy system for the people to come to earn and learn. And so you have good opportunities to settle there, get a PR once you complete your studies. Okay, next please. Is the voice clear? Is this okay? Can anybody just give me on the chat? Yeah, okay. Yeah, Sandeep, can we move on please? Right. Okay, so how many of you here are in your 12th, or you would be completing 12th? Anyone? How many are there who are going to complete 11th or 12th? Is there anybody who's sitting? Okay, 12th. Okay, who else? Chirag is there, Muskan is there. Okay, who else? Okay, how many who are looking for this masters, that is completed the 12th, they are in first year or second year or something like that, maybe engineering or commerce or any other streams. Okay, good. Okay, how about the rest? Masters. Okay, okay, so most of the crowd is okay, bachelors, most of the crowd is for masters. Anyone for MBA? MBA. MBA. Okay, okay. So roughly we have 3 4 MBAs. We have a generic. Most of the crowd is okay. Final year masters, and then we have a couple of people who are the bachelors, right? So I am talking for this for everyone's scale. Okay. See, these are the qualification category levels we talk of when we are talking of the study abroad world, right? That is called the UG or a PG or a PhD doctoral or an MBA. Wherever you go, whichever country you go, this is how the terminology goes. So, what is a UG? UG is basically you are going to complete your bachelor's there for 4 years, which is after your 12th. That is called the UG, the undergrad programs. So, whenever if you are going to any other counselor, right, so they will first ask you are going for undergrads, you are going for postgrads, that is your MS, or what, or you want to do your MBA or the PhD or the doctoral. So you have to understand these terminologies that after 12th, what we do is the UG. Post completion of your this bachelor's or what, the graduation, what we do, that is called the MS. So the timeline is after the batch for the UG, you have to do a 4 years duration there. MS is 2 years. This is across common for all the countries, even for US or any country you go. MBA is again 1.5 to 2 years, right? That I use 1.5 because the last 6 months generally they also have these internships in the companies, which they call on the on-job training. Now, the third column, that is the requirements. This is something which is very important. Now, when you talk of Canada or Germany or Paris or USA, right? These countries are a little lenient when it comes to academics. Okay, if you are having a little lesser grade, if your GRE is good, you IELTS or TOEFL is good, but you have some good profile, as in you have done lot of paper presentations, or you are having some extracurriculars, you are playing some sport where you are representing some state or your institution or college or XYZ, whatever, or you have written certain articles of your own, something like that. If you are having good extracurriculars, then there are chances that I'll come there through questions. Please put. We will hold your questions. We'll take them at the end. Okay. So in these countries they are a little lenient on this. Okay. Okay. You have 56 percentage, but your other profile is very good. There are chances you might get admission. But in countries like Canada, in countries like Ireland, they are totally academic focused first. After that they will see your other profiles. Okay, so they have this requirement that for your undergrads you need to have at least 60% and above in the 12th grade, which generally our students have. IELTS has to be 6.5. Now IELTS is English exam of proficiency that you have to give, right? Canada generally prefers IELTS, they don't prefer TOEFL. US generally prefers TOEFL. IELTS, academic IELTS, no general IELTS. General IELTS is for your PR. Okay. So when I talk of an overall band of 6.5, you need to score 6.5, and all the sections should at least have 6. Your four sections, reading, listening, writing, and speaking, all four sections, you need to have 6. Even if you get less than 6 in one section, you have to retake the test. This is very important. Okay. So you have to have the average 6.5 banding, and all four sections of 6. Okay, that is for your IELTS score. So for bachelor's you need 60%, masters you need to have 70%. So if you want to do a computer cloud analytics or cloud computing, you have done your B computer science here, you need to have 70% score in all your semesters. Okay, all the 8 semesters. For MBA you need to give the GMAT, where 600 should be the minimum of the 740. Minimum I am talking, I am not telling that is a good score. It is a minimum score that you should have, so that at least your candidature is looked at. Okay. When it comes to cost, yes, Canada is again a reasonably good country to have on the budgets, and we also have a lot of loans that right now there are a lot of education providers. So the general cost will vary 30,000 to 20,000 per year. Now, why this range comes? Because it will depend on the university that you are taking. It will depend on your profile. It will depend if you are getting any waivers or any scholarships. It will depend on the areas that you are going to stay. But roughly, if you see your UG and your masters, average 20 to 25,000 per year is the cost. Okay, so you equate that to the today's equivalent rate. Again, you can check out the cost, roughly around 20 lakhs or 15 to 20 lakhs a year, that will run out to. MBA again, like US, is a little costly program for their 30,000 to 40,000 per year. This I am talking annual cost. This is basically your fees, your university expenses. Apart from that, you have your regular student visa, which is 150 CAD dollar CAD. Shared accommodation there is generally for 400 to 700, which most of the students take, unless you are opting for your own personal accommodation, which will then run costly. You have to have an insurance there again annually. Okay. Then miscellaneous things, transport is there, your stationaries, your books, and your other living costs. So all in all, this added up, average again, it runs to 20 to 25. So the average costing in Canada for a student per year generally goes till 20 to 25,000 per year. Okay. And then apart from this, there is something called as postgraduate diploma or graduate certificate courses. Now lot of the working class people do this, because these are like in our cases, those who are going to do the MBA, we have we have two types here. One is a MBA course, the proper MMS, and the other is a PG, right? Post graduation diploma courses, which the colleges offer. Now the difference that we say is this MMS here is theory based, and the PG is directly industry oriented. That the corporate industries, they give the syllabus, and on that basis these PG courses are done. all the universities are offering this postgraduate diploma in business management and all, that is we call the PGDBM and all, right? The similar lines you have the graduate, these are called graduate certificate courses there. Again, 1 to 2 years, your 15 years of education has to be completed. Okay, they don't require GMAT and GRE generally, but IELTS is compulsory. IELTS is compulsory because it is needed for your visa also. Okay, so many of the people, working class, who are looking for a PR route, so rather than taking a direct PR, which is again 1.5 years of process, again you have to go there and scout a job. A lot of them, what they normally do is they do the certificate courses. So if I am working in the marketing domain and if I am looking to do something in retail marketing in Canada where I want to go and settle, so what I'll do is I'll try and look for this retail course somewhere, certificate course. I will do that course 1.5 years, and basis that I will scout a job in Canada, because while I'm doing that I will again definitely be looking out for a job. So this becomes an easy route because I am getting a certificate from a Canadian college, and that will help me while getting a job there. Okay, so uh, this is one of the courses that is called as graduate certificate courses, which are also
क्लास
very
चल रहा
very
है.
very sorry, Shruti, can you just mute yourself, please? Yeah, please. Okay. Yeah, so these are the different courses. Can we go ahead, please? Okay. Now coming to these universities in Canada. Now, as of 2019, around 26 universities were featured. You can see these world university rankings. Whenever you are moving out for shortlisting universities, always keep this list handy. I think the QS World Rankings for 2020 also have been released, so you can see where the college particularly stands, where it is coming from your point of view, right? Now the Canadian colleges that they have, that is University of Toronto, McGill University. There are also others like McMaster is a good university, Waterloo is good. Now when I talk of universities, Canada also has certain colleges which are funded by the government. Now these are the public colleges that we call in general parlance, we call this public universities and private universities. Now these public, they are funded by the government, provincial institutions, so the fees are less. Now when we say the fees are less, that automatically implies that the competition is high. Now if you hear keep people keep saying Germany education is free, Germany education is free. What is Germany education is free? It is not they are teaching you for free. The education system won't survive there. But there are these universities, like we have the government hospitals, the private hospitals, government institutions, the private institutions, they also have the same scenario. Only the reason is the public universities, the public colleges, the fees are very very nominal, but you have the other expenses like insurance is there, and the private universities, the fees are regular, right? So similarly Canada also has that. Now the competition, the requirements, the admission process, the criteria differs from university to university. Now unlike the other countries, in Canada you are allowed to work part time for 20 hours a week. Okay, in the vacations that is extended to 40 hours. Max 3 years work visa you get once your course is completed. So if you are doing a 2 years masters, you can get a 3 years. It depends on the length of the program that you are doing it. Maybe you are doing a certificate course of 1.5 years. Again, depending on from where you are doing, you might get a visa of 2 years, or they can also give you a 3 years visa. So depending on the length of your program, you get the work visa permit that is included in your application of student visa itself. Sandeep, can we go ahead, please? So these are the QS World Rankings. So they had recently released 2020 list. If you see, the first is University of Toronto, which ranks 29th. In Canada, it is the first rank, right? So there are good universities which Canada offers, and obviously these 10 are figuring. The first three are figuring in the top 100 itself for them. You can go through these universities, you can browse their departments, you can browse their profiles, and you can see if that is applicable for you also. See, a couple of things that we always keep saying. Now, the general tendency of us is we want to go in a top ranked university. Okay, we have been born and brought up from here that you know, अच्छी यूनिवर्सिटी में ही जाना है बॉस. The go to the best university, go to the top ranked university. But what I also suggest is definitely go to the top ranked or best universities, but also go to a university where your profile is suitable. Okay, everyone, I hope you understand what I mean by this term. Profile is suitable. Profile is suitable is go into that university where you know you will align with your profile, where you know you will get some internship job, that is the earning opportunity, where you know post your completion of the course, that area or the locality is such that there are some job opportunities that will be available for you, where you know you can check out the trends of that particular locality at least for the next 3 to 4 years. Are there any new companies coming up? Are there any new hubs coming up? To give you an example, when this Brexit thing started, if you are aware, many of the technological companies they moved their bases to Ireland. Lot of them, because once Brexit rolls in completely, things may go haywire when it comes to working across, right? So anticipating a Brexit, many of the good companies they have moved their bases to Ireland. Now suddenly Ireland has become hot favorite for the computer science people. Why? Because lot of computer technologies are there, and that's a sort of a tax-free haven country. Okay, so after your course, you get roughly 6 months. You can stay there, you can find a job, and after 6 months, once you get a job, you can also get your family along. That are certain rules that they get flexibility. So these are certain parameters that you have to keep in mind. Just don't fall for a university ranking. Definitely, that is one key aspect. If the university name is good, a brand is good, but then you also have to understand the other aspects. Suppose you don't get any internships also, right? You don't get any job there, then you have to go and look out for off campus job. Your role's profile is not matching in the university, again that is going to be a frustrating affair for you. Then again you have to think whether I should transfer myself to some other university or how. So do this homework right at the start only. Okay. No, the slides are turned on. Shantanu, I think you need to check at your end. Okay, so do this homework at this at your place. Small factors, climate. Okay, Canada is a cold country, sort of, right? So climate, up, will you be able to sustain there? You need to know that also. Example, North Dakota, NDSU. There is a North Dakota university, state university, right? Now there the temperatures even sometimes go below freezing point. So are you in a position to at least sit and take that classes or take that temperature? Certain of us have some medical conditions. Are we in a position to sustain that medical condition? Every small thing comes into a picture when you're going to see this universities. Okay, university in selection. Yeah, Sandeep, can we go on to the next slide, please? Okay, which are certain courses which are in demand, or students that generally go. Example, when we talk of automobiles, the first country that comes to the mind for automobiles engineering and all, or nuclear science or research, is Germany, because they are very ahead for that. Similarly, when I talk of Canada on part of the US, AI courses are in demand, big data is in demand, business management, because as I told, lot of people are going through the graduate certificate courses, so that is in demand. You have CS, computer science. Canada is also good for your pharmacy, hospitality, dental studies. Agriculture is there in Canada, but then if you have an option, you can also look at New Zealand as an option, because New Zealand is a very good country for agricultural courses. Okay, education, I think what sort of education? Okay, we'll come to this at the end. I'll put across, I take across these questions at the end, right? See, what I am telling is, I am not talking when I have put this 10 12 names. It is not that I am telling only these 10 12 names are there in Canada. Okay, so these are just certain trends of past couple of years where students have been going. All the courses you can apply, there are universities offering all the courses. Okay, so there is nothing that Canada won't offer. But this is certain trend that is happening now. If you all know, I am a data science person. So if you all know, today data science is coming up a lot. uh, did we even hear about data 7 8 years back? Nobody did. Now you are, I think you must be seeing this big data courses in business analytics, business in data science, business in big data. What is this? This is a trend that has started just now. Yeah, you can get scholarships according to your profile. Again, that word profile is very important. Okay, so these are certain courses. Electrical engineering is there, HCI is there, UX UI is there, dental studies are also there. You have different colleges for that. Okay, but what I want to say here is there are a lot of opportunities available for everybody. Okay, but these are certain trends that the students are going through right now. AI students are going, big data students are going, computer science. These are some universal courses which you can, but then will again you can again you will have to see you can check, you have to check with the university for the co-op program. Universities do offer co-op programs in Canada, right? Like Waterloo and all is there. They offer you work terms. Okay, they give you, allow you per one semester where you can go and work in some industry, or you can work in a company. Okay, but again that you have to go and check with the university that you are applying, how much flexibility they have. Okay, see, let me tell you this, I am answering one question here. There is nothing called as university offering us a job, please understand. No, okay, there there is no culture there that we are going to sit in a class. Okay, so like what happens in our thing, right? We have somebody called as a placement officer. What the placement officer does, the work of the placement officer is to get universities to the college. Okay, then he will come into the class one day and he will announce XYZ company has come. Those who have 65% and above, please send your profiles who are interested for the job. Please tell me if I am wrong, and if anybody has experienced this, right? At least in our times this used to happen. Then there will be some 10-15 people who will send their profiles, and then from that the interviews will happen, the selections will happen. That is called a beautiful word, that is campus placement, right? That is how we take a college, no, here campus placement है क्या, placement कितना है, कितना jobs मिलता है, salary क्या मिलता है. Does everybody agree to this? This is the questions that we ask first when we select a college here. We never ask a question that मेरा profile के लिए इधर है क्या, या I am interested in robotics, I am interested in electrical circuits. इधर वैसे professors है क्या, what is the profile of a professors that are teaching in this college, how many PhD professors are there, what is their recognition. Nobody asks this. Let me be absolutely blunt and honest. I believe in talking upfront. That is how the system is structured here. We are more keen to know what package I will get after 4 years, right? And but we are not too keen to understand whether after 4 years I will be adding value to my education and my profile, because after that the package definitely will come. So when we are talking of getting a job, you have to network yourself there, boss. No university, there is not going to be a placement coordinator, coming to say Yashna and saying, Yashna, this is a university, please go and apply. No, Yashna, you have to get up, you have to take your profile of yours, and you have to move around. That is called as networking. They have these job fairs where universities keep coming. Yes, universities आते रहते हैं. They have the, that is called as a job fair. But वो job fair में ना आपको घूमना है. You have to move around. Are you people understanding the difference? The first people who go after 12th, from here, the first 3 months are the most difficult months of their life. Even some of us who are pampered day in day out by our parents, even after for MS, the first 3 months are like hell. You know why? Because right from getting up and washing our own utensils to making food to coping up with their assignments and studies, it's so much of a trouble. अपने को adjustment नहीं है ना. Here in the morning we get ready-made tea in the hands, maybe we get ready-made breakfast in the hand, we get ready-made lunch. In night we get ready-made, yes, culture shock. We get ready-made ready to made dinner. I have my parents. whom I can fall back. There nobody's there. Here we have ready-made friends. Assignment कब करनी है? कल 12 बजे देनी है ना. एक काम करता हूँ, आज 11 बजे तू तेरी असाइनमेंट दे, मैं छापता हूँ. कल 12 बजे सबमिशन, 10 घंटे में असाइनमेंट. That is the culture that we have. Rattofying. There you have to make your own assignments, because boss, even if you copy one word there, you are directly rusticated from the institute. You will be deported back. They don't uh, encourage plagiarism. But we are born and brought up with plagiarism as a culture, especially if people from engineering side can understand. Drawing sheets. So that is a culture shock. That exactly word has been come out. For the 3 months, it is like absolutely hell that you all will face out, right? So it is not an easy life there. But then once you understand, once you settle down, then you will understand. So networking yourself is very important. When we talk of internships, nobody is going to come and give you an internship. If I talk of an RA and TA, you have to find for yourself. What is an RA? RA is a research assistantship, assisting some research person. TA is a teaching assistantship, assisting some professors, that can be setting up papers or documentations, corrections, whatever that can be, whatever you get, right? You can work as a librarian also, the book manager. End of the day, you have to make some internship money. $10 an hour is the rate that they give basic. That may range, $20 also you can get, but you have to get that money. Okay, nobody is going to come in to you and say, yellow, this is your work, I am giving you, this is your payment. No, you have to get up and you have to network. Same applies for the industries also. So job fairs are there. Okay, okay. Companies keep coming. How strong your network is, how strong your job finding is, that you have to do, right? That is a very very basic difference. Complacency that we have here, as soon as you land there, you have to remove it from your inside. You cannot be complacent uh, in these countries, because they are very competitive, they are very fast. If you cannot make it, there will be 10 people who are ready to stand up in replacement of you. That is how it is. Okay, so these are certain courses. Having said that, sorry, all the courses that have been put here, yes, you have universities. See, there are more than 163 universities there, roughly put, which are public and private, and all the universities have a lot of options. And the universities there are not like our universities or our colleges. हमारे इधर क्या है, एक 3 माले का बिल्डिंग भी बन गया तो if I put a stamp there, Abhishek's College of Engineering, it becomes a college. Example. I am not bashing or being critical or cynical of our education system, but I want to highlight the reality aspects. Right now, their universities are spread on acres and acres of land. You must have seen it. All of you must have researched it, right? So you can imagine the departments, the labs that they must be running, they must be having, right? Some of their labs might be equated to one university building with us, right? I mean, overnight universities shoot up at our place, so that's not the case there. So all the courses that you have mentioned, definitely there are universities. What will matter is the application and your profile. That is how it goes. Yeah, Sandeep, can we move on next? It's 1:15. Okay, this is very important, boss. Those who are into it, well and good. Those who have said clueless, those who have said I am beginner, I am new, definitely when you go to the consultants, they will also tell you all this. Okay, but I want you to understand what is the process. Now, the moment you get up and you think, now I want to go abroad, okay, first ask yourself why. Why you want to go abroad? Is it because your neighbor has gone abroad and your parents are torturing you? Is it because some of your friends have gone abroad and they're told that life is very good, come here, we regularly go to this place, we regularly, and then you also want to go? Is it that you want to make your future by going abroad? Or is it that you want to go ahead with your advanced education in some good countries? You have to understand that when you are agreeing to the fact that yes, I want to study abroad, then you start the process. Now what this process is, first comes the training. Now when I say the training, there are two types. That is the exam. Okay, so those who want to go after 12th, you have to give a very basic core exam, which is SAT, Scholastic Aptitude Test. Now, right now, because of COVID and all, these exams are on hold. Okay, now somebody had put that yes, after 12th all the countries you need to give an SAT, which is a 1600 test. 1300 and above is a good score. This SAT is not given any time, उसके particular dates रहते हैं. No, you cannot do with IELTS instead of SAT. SAT is the core exam. IELTS is a supplementary exam. It is either SAT and TOEFL or SAT and IELTS. That is this I am talking for the undergrads. But right now the SAT and all they are on hold because of the centers and all owing out to COVID. Like SAT dates are maybe yearly only 4 times or 5 times. So you should understand booking these dates. Okay, SAT is the only exam जो dates release करते हैं college board. So you have to prepare accordingly. On that date only the exams will happen. They release the calendar well in advance. Okay, that the next dates of SATs are this. You can book your slots. IELTS, GRE, you can take this anytime. You can do the booking anytime. Okay. So once you decide that abhi mujhe karna hai training, now this is for masters and all you have to do the GRE. For MBA you have to do the GMAT. So this training process is roughly 2.5 months. Okay, you do the training, right, which is 2.5 months. After that comes your counseling and the course selection. Basically this is a crucial aspect. When I talk of a counseling, in counseling the counselors that will cover is what have you done till now, okay, what you want to do ahead. So a course selection, understand I am talking of the word course selection, I am not talking of university selection here. No, I am talking first you finalize your course. What I want to do, I have done data science here, now I want to go into machine learning and natural language processing. That is my course. Because in data science lot of things will come, in biotechnology lot of things will come. Understand what you want to do. Okay, I have selected this course. Now I need to start shortlisting my universities and sending my application process. Now before that there is something that you need to do, that is documentation. Now when I say of documentation, these are your basic things, your mark sheets, your transcripts, your passport, your says exam scores and all this stuff, your extracurriculars, SOPs, okay, your letter of recommendation, statement of purpose. These are documentations. These generally take time. So again, this takes 1.5 months. After that, you apply. So during this time, you will select shortly certain universities. Yes, these are the 10 universities where my course is there, my budget is matching, and I think they are also giving scholarships and RAT and all. So I will send my applications. Okay. Then you shoot these applications. Now once this application goes, maybe roughly after 1.5 to 2 months time, you get either a yes or a no from the universities. Now when you get an yes, that is called as that selection, that you have, the university has selected you. So they will send you that form and all, the I-20 and all. So that is called as the provisional admit. Okay, conditional admit that they call. Conditional admit means we are selecting you on the assumption that you will clear your final exam also. That is the reason it is called a provisional admit. Once you get that admit, example you have sent to 20 colleges in Canada, and then you receive admits from 3 4 colleges saying we are selecting, we are selecting, we are selecting. Then you have to sit down and then you have to decide कि इसमें से कौन सा university में select करूं. That time all those factors will come into play. Your health, will it be feasible there, your finances, what is the standard of living, cost of living for that particular area, will you be able to settle there, how is the neighborhood, is it safe, how is the community living there, how are the transport facilities, all this, how far is your university if you're staying off campus and all these things. Then you have to compare all the universities and then make a final decision that I want to go for this university. Once you select an university, then you are given a certain window to pay a particular percentage of fee, and which is called as blocking your seat. Okay, once you block a seat, फिर बाकी का जो पैसा है वो आपको जमा करना है. So that can happen with lot of other things. Bank loans मिलता है. Once you get the admit letter, you can start your bank loan process. saying that I need so much and so much of loans. You can check for the scholarships from the universities. Okay, once you are done with the loans and once you are ready with all your financial aids, okay, is that time you will take the visa dates, you will prepare for the visa interviews, and then you will apply for the visa, you will do the visa, you will get the visa, and then you will fly off to your university. Lot of people think visa क्या है यार, बन जाता है visa, क्या है जाके बैठ के बात ही करना है. Okay, so it is so simple. Now it is not that simple because many a times we miss these simple things. Okay, visa officers, day in day out, their work is to ask questions. So day in day out they keep profiling students, so they can easily make out who is you know answering genuinely, who is giving those stereotyped answers, who is giving those read out answers. Okay, so we need to understand how to approach this visa interviews also, what to tell at what juncture, if what is asked, what should be the reason, what should be the answer, how the file has to be managed. You have to have a particular order. If the visa officer asks for certain document, you should know where it is. You should not keep searching in front of that person at that time, right? These are small small things which you people should be knowing, which comes under the visa process. Okay, now if you see the entire process, the training roughly takes 2.5 months. The entire documentation again takes 3 to 4 months along with the applications. Getting the universities again it takes roughly 2 to 3 months. Okay, then your entire visa process again it takes roughly 2 to 3 months. So till the time you start your training to the time you go there, this is roughly a 1 year process. Has everybody understood this, how this is a 1 year process? Yes, no, can you just put on the chat, we slept, we are bored? Even if you are bored, please tell me on the chat, right, that this is an absolutely boring time and you are wasting a Sunday. At least I know that I am wasting, दो तीन लोगों का Sunday waste हो गया. Okay, right? Yeah, training is your exams training, GRE training or see SAT, GRE and all ना, these are basic level exams जिसमें basic English होता है. जैसे SAT में you have 9th standard English, 9th standard maths, you have logic, you have reasoning, but these are timed exams. So we need professional training for this. We may train everything from our mind, but you should know certain tips and tricks, while you have to give this exams basically. So these are, yes, right. 1 year, COVID has affected the timeline by stating that SAT and GRE are not happening, IELTS are not happening. So many universities right now, they are okay to waive off your this course and take the applications directly. But uh, since the visa also offices are also closed right now, only the applications are ongoing. Okay, that is how this thing. Yeah, now I will answer all your questions. Have no answer your questions on this. Did all of you understand how this process becomes 1 year? First tell me all of that. Yashna, yes, all of you understood this, how it is 1 year. The clueless guys also, I hope some clue you have come. Why I'm telling is, see, you come to us, you come anywhere, don't get fooled. Okay, if somebody tells you कि हाँ ठीक है हम आपको you get after the semesters. So if somebody tells you yes आपको जॉब तो दे ही देंगे, कैसे दोगे? The next question should come, कैसे दोगे? If somebody tells you I will place you in the fifth rank university in Canada without even seeing your profile, right? The next question you should ask, how? Because you don't even know my profile. That means they are agents of those universities. So then they are not bothered whether your profile is fitting or not. So you have to understand this process. Evaluating your application, evaluating your profile for a university is very very important. Okay, so all of you understood this 1 year process. Now please hear this out very carefully. Those who want to go for bachelor undergrads, okay, that is after 12th, right? Now I am taking you backline, okay, after 12th. And similarly for your masters also. So those who are in the 12th, imagine it from 12th. Those who are for your masters, imagine it for your graduation last year exams, okay. In India, your final exams take place in May. Everybody agrees that? For the 12th standard people, the final exams takes place in February. The result comes in May, right? The others, the engineering, the graduation exams, our final exams roughly takes, yeah, June, July. That's what I am talking of, an rough timeline, right? Uh, so for same for the engineering and graduation. Now, when we talk of study abroad, there are two types of intakes. One is called a spring intake. Spring intake means the classes start in February or a March. The other is called as a fall intake. Fall means this the classes start in roughly August and September. Okay, most of the students go for fall intake because that is when most of the colleges are open to all the programs. So if I say 80% students always go in fall intake, the rest 20 जिनको fall में मिलता नहीं है, then they try for spring. Okay, so now if you people have understood, when I say fall 2021, that means you people will be attending classes for next September 2021. So when I say spring 2021, which month it will be? Can you all tell me? If I say Chirag Chopra is going for spring 2021, yes, yes, Feb or March 2021. You understood this concept, right? So now we presume that we all are going for 2021 September, that is the fall 2021 intake. Now those who are in 12th, आपके एग्जाम्स हो जाएंगे मार्च में, आपका रिजल्ट आएगा मई में. Similarly for engineering and all that, मोटा मोटी your final exam results will be coming down in the timeline of May, June or July. So you have time. Now I said when you got a provisional admit. So what happens is, now I will take you back to 1 year. Okay, back. Ideal situation, all of us will start training from March 2020. If you have notebook with your pen, you can write down and then you can visualize how this is, right? So my target below you can write September 2021. फिर ऊपर से हम चालू करेंगे in March 2020 sort of thing. March, April, May, June, basically I will prepare for SAT exam, or I will prepare for my GRE exam. GRE is for the masters, SAT is for the 12th. जून हो गया. In June, whatever I took the date, according to the dates, मेरा GRE भी हो गया. I will get a score. July, August, September, 3 months, I will do the course selection and I will make up the other documents. Are you understanding? मेरा letter statement of purpose बनाऊंगी, letter of recommendations I have to take. I have to run through the universities. In Mumbai, if you go to a university to even get one document, they will take 20 days, and above that they will charge bribe money. 1000 रुपया तो दो, थोड़ा खर्चा पानी दो. तो in Indian education we consider एक महीना तो जाता है ये सब लेने में, transcript, basic certificate. So we catch 2 to 3 months for all this. Okay, so June से July, August, September, you will complete all this. Okay, generally from August end to September, all the universities start their application system. Every university has application deadlines. So September onwards से then you will start applications. तब तक आपका हो गया है, और ये टाइम में आप IELTS भी दे दोगे या TOEFL भी दे दोगे. Okay, now IELTS, TOEFL, these are basic English exams. Even 3 weeks dedicated training is enough to sit and give these exams. Okay, so what I want to tell is, by September we are through with our exams training, IELTS, our documentation, everything. Say September, October, November, yes, September, October, November, December, mota moti Jan, we will send the applications. Now this is a simple rule. Early applications is always preferred because many good universities, they close their deadlines by say mid December or by November end. Many good universities. So if you are late by December, January, 15 Jan tak you can do. You can also do till February. बट फिर अच्छे अच्छे यूनिवर्सिटीज निकल जाती है बिकॉज दे आर ऑलरेडी क्लोज्ड ऑफ बिकॉज स्टूडेंट्स अप्लाई टू दिस गुड यूनिवर्सिटीज फर्स्ट. Okay, that's what I am talking to now, right now, without wasting 1 year. Yashna. So, uh, okay, so all of us are here till we have applied uh, to these universities. So we apply to 8 to 10 universities, and now we are sitting pretty. Now in this there might be जो late जग गए and they will come in July and all. अरे यार, I have just given my exams, I have done my documentation, but मेरा IELTS बचा है. So they will come in October. Okay, फटाफट you give October में IELTS and you start applying. There are some universities who take applications even on the IELTS registration also, and उसके बाद उनको scores भेजना है. So December or Jan तक our applications are done. Roughly by in Jan or Feb we get admits. Okay, अभी 10 जगह एप्लीकेशन किया है, 2 से 3 कॉलेजेस तो आता ही है. Okay, admits. Then we will sit and decide and select one college. We will do the admission formalities with that college. Then in somewhere in March or April we will take a visa date. Now I am talking of March 2021. So I will take a visa date of April or May. Okay, I will give the visa. In May my results will come. If I have not failed, they expect good marks. That means the provisional admit which I got in February or March, it is valid. Once I get my visa, somewhere in June, July, I will book the flight ticket. Somewhere in August, I will fly to that country, maybe 2 weeks prior to my orientation program, and the classes start. Okay. Now this I told for the fall. So those who are in 12th, in May you get the results. In February your exams are on. So you are already sitting with an admit in your hand during your prelims. That is either in Jan, Feb or March, right? आपके पास already आपके हाथ में selection letter है. So which situation is more peaceful? Giving a 12th exam without a university selection letter in hand, or giving a 12th exam with a, yes, it will take this long, 1 year. So sitting giving a university exam with a letter in hand, which is peaceful for you? You are going to give your board exam tomorrow and you know कि मुझे अच्छे marks लेके pass होना है because I am already have an admit from George Brown University, right? So you are already getting that admit. That is the reason with university application. Yes. Now all the process from documentation to this application, ये process आपको उसी time करनी पड़ती है. That is in your final year. So those who want to go after 12, they will have to do it in their when the 12th standard का जो दिवाली चालू होता है ना, तब से चालू करना होता है. ग्रेजुएशन वाले लोग भी जब आप आपके फाइनल ईयर में रहते हो, जब वो दिवाली एंड पहले चालू होता है तब से होता है. बट एग्जाम्स ऐसी चीज है. नाउ इन 11th स्टैंडर्ड वी जनरली डोंट डू एनीथिंग. इट्स मोर और लेस लाइक अ रिलैक्स्ड ईयर. 10th हो गया यार, अभी एक साल तो आराम करके जिंदगी निकालनी है. What we recommend is you give these exams in your 11th standard. You give these exams in maybe your second year or third year of graduation. Everybody understands this point? So वो जो 3 महीना मैं आपको बोल रहा हूँ, I am taking that away and I am telling it when you are just starting your 12th standard, don't do that because तभी प्रेशर बहुत रहता है. एसएटी है ना, 11वीं में देके रखो. 10वीं हो गया, 10th exams are done, you got results, you took admission in some college. Start preparing for SAT 3 months, and in that year only you give your exam of SAT. No, because SAT score is valid for 5 years and sit pretty. Because 11th standard का दिवाली से आपके 12th के क्लासेस चालू होने वाला है, right? That is how India works. एक हुआ नहीं दूसरा चालू, right? Kid is not born, उसको IIT में एडमिशन लेके रखते हैं 10 साल बाद का. That is how we do here. So once you are in your 11th standard, the Diwali break होने के बाद आपके 12th के क्लासेस स्टार्ट हो जाएंगे. Everybody is surviving on classes. So ये जो पीरियड रहता है ना आपका, जब भी लोड नहीं है, in your entire 11th standard, give the exams and sit pretty. Similarly, those who are going to go into the graduation in the second year or third, if your graduation is of 3 years, give in the second last year. If you are 4 years, give in the third last year, right? इससे क्या होगा, when you are in your final year, ये आपका training का हो गया ना काम. So you need not invest your time in that March, April, May, June period, because you already have the score with you. No, it is not late to start the process. Okay, so that is how you have to do. So similarly, you map this process for spring. So those who want to target spring admissions, no, it is not yet late now. I'll come to this. Those who are putting for spring admissions, you have to start this process by roughly November, December. Okay, so for spring 2022, you can start the process now, right? So this is the process. See, I wanted to spend a lot question answers. Yes, we will be doing it, Pramod. Just give some more time, because I this is a very important slide. The rest things you can go on the internet, you can find these things, but you can find these things also, but you need to understand ये क्या होता है इसमें क्या, what is the timeline for all this. Okay, you need to understand when to do what. If somebody is telling you Jan में आके applications करो करो ना हो जाएगा, but then you will not get good universities. Then it is better to take a wise call whether I sit for the next intake. Okay, yeah, can we move it please, Sandeep? I hope all is clear on this process. I'll just rush through the others, right? I spoke of this, right? I spoke of this. This is either an SAT plus IELTS TOEFL for after 12, GRE and an IELTS TOEFL for MS and GMAT, and generally a TOEFL for your MBA programs. How do you make financial aids? एक तो डेफिनेटली आपका लोन्स रहेगा, योर पेरेंट्स, योर सेविंग्स, फ्लैट मॉर्गेजेस, गोल्ड वैल्यूएशंस. If you want to do it on the university end, you can look for part-time jobs, assistantships, scholarships, grants. It depends on universities. Nobody can guarantee you from here, because university communication will tell you, university will decide whether they want to give any scholarship to you or not, because they have lot of profiles with them. Okay, so unless your profile is a standout, definitely they will give. So these are certain financial aids. Sandeep, next please. Okay, what is the application kit? You can take a note of this also. Passport is mandatory. If somebody says I don't have a passport, go and take out now first. Okay, because you will require this for booking your exam registrations. Your valid resume, statement of purpose, very important. If you are applying to my university, you need to tell me why you are applying. What is it that you want to do this in my university only? Because it is not possible to go to 10 colleges in Canada in person like we can do in India and give an interview there. So your statement of purpose, your application kit is the main thing which will decide whether the university will select you or not. You have to be very careful in drafting every single document of this. Essays, when it comes to MBAs, you have letter of recommendations, two, three recommendations from designated people, maybe your HODs or something. Academic documents, I'll not go much into this. Again, language proficiency, standardized tests are there. Any extracurricular activities, there are some students who give paper presentations, IITs में कुछ किया है, participation किया है, foreign language trainers है, you can write all that. Portfolio is required if you are a design and architecture program student. Okay, and health insurance. Now these are certain application kits that is required when it is the application time. Next thing. Okay, now when you go for a visa, definitely the acceptance letter that we call admit is required. Without admit you cannot take a visa thing, uh, right? Yeah, GR is essential. A passport, proof of expenses. Now for Canada, bare minimum 10,000 Canadian dollars is required, but you can put it more also. That is your proof of expense. Basically you have to show the visa officer कि एक साल तो मैं निकाल सकता हूँ कनाडा में, I can survive myself for an year there. You have to give him that conviction. Again, your medical certificate, education loan if you are taking upfront loan. If somebody is sponsoring you, if your uncle says I will sponsor you, a letter from that uncle that's sponsoring, his financial standings. Bank statements are required. Basically all that you need to show for proving that you are worth staying in Canada and surviving financially. That is basic. Okay, that are required for visa. Next please. Now this is a just last week last October news that had come in. So they are reopening to certain international students. Now all of us know, because of COVID lot of students are stuck up. visas have been held up, so there is a rush of students that is going to go everywhere, not only Canada, everywhere. So Canada, certain Canadian schools, they have been allowed, if they have a COVID protocol in place, they have been told that you can start accepting slowly certain international students, but this is applicable only for certain schools. Next please. Right, next. Okay, yeah. So even yesterday, if you have see, all of you have read the news. Even in today's news, it is there. Canada VFS centers have opened, right, for biometrics. For specific categories, they have opened the biometrics, right, VFS offices in certain cities. Okay, so they will slowly open this up. So having said that, this is the contact number. If anyone wants to get in touch with us for evaluating your profile, evaluating your chances, right? So our website is RegGB services. Mobile numbers are given for Sandeep and our one of our colleagues Savita, or you can directly send your profiles to Sandeep. We will get it evaluated and we will first check if we can give universities. Okay, after that we go ahead and decide of the service fees and all. But the priority for us stays is, first we need to check backend that whether we can service you, whether you can provide an university for you for admission. That is how we work. Okay, while I say that, definitely check around with the other people also who are in the market and decide the best for you. But again I repeat the same thing, ask questions, don't just fall for anything. If anybody says, you saying I don't know anything of this, ओके नहीं मुझे तो कुछ आता नहीं है, आप मुझे गाइड करो, ठीक है, गाइडेंस ले लो, but you also find the information and at least ask questions. Okay, things included in your profile is the one that I told, that are in your application kit. Okay, for the applications to the universities. Next please. Sandeep, are you there?
Yes, I think we can
Yeah,
take questions
yeah,
now.
okay, sure, sure. Okay, so let me just okay, I hope all of you were able to just understand these are the basic aspects. I'll just run through the chats because some of them I had answered while I was talking. mm, Sir, 10th, am I not eligible if I have 60 to 65%? uh, See, eligibility is there, but as I said, their first criteria becomes your academics. Having said that, again it will depend on the course that you are going to opt for, the intake that you are looking at, the students that they have got for that. Then they can also it is an situational thing that happens. Okay, is 10 12 marks matter on IELTS? No. IELTS is see, the standardized tests, they have their own format, they have their own content. You have to go and score there, simple. 10th and 12th marks will matter during your applications time, but with that you will get your IELTS scorecard also. Certificate like NGOs will help as under extracurriculars. In your statement of purpose, you can highlight that, right? So I have been working with an NGO where I am tutoring certain kids, and also that has exposed me to certain traits like teamwork, leadership, and you can talk on that. So how you are valuable to that university as an individual, as a team, as a class. PhD requirements. See, for PhD, again, your profiles have to be studied, your academics have to be studied, and basically your line of interest has to be studied. And generally, for PhD, we have to find professors from here. Okay, we have to write to a lot of universities, professors, and there should be somebody who should be ready to take us under them for this PhD thesis and projects. Okay, if we have 70% below grad in MBA, see again you have to give a GMAT. Now what is happening is there are some colleges who have waived of this. Now we need to see these colleges also. Okay, some colleges say that okay, without GMAT you apply, but then there are certain other criteria. Duolingo is there or IELTS is there. Okay, so 70% below, again if it is too less, definitely chances are low. Okay, but if it is somewhere near, then structuring a good profile, then that can be checked. Requirements of marks for PG, I think I have posted on the slide. Sandeep, you can just put up that slide for everyone to see, or if afterwards you can put up, right, 60% and above. I cannot see the slides. Is it turned off? Agriculture, yes, Dhruv, I again told you. See, when I want to give a general basic thing for all of you, don't be country specific. I want to tell all of you, don't sit with a mindset that मुझे इधर ही डालना है. You don't know, you will get a good opportunity in some other country also. So keep your mindset open and try and apply to the colleges in diverse countries. End of the day, it is in your hand to select. The country is not going to, university is not going to put a gun on your head कि मैंने एडमिट लेटर भेज दिया, आप पैसे भरो. नहीं यार. Even if you have 10 admits, आप पे है किधर जाना है, right? So there is somebody who has asked a question there. Agriculture, right? So I would definitely recommend you to look at New Zealand also as a good option. HCI is also there. UX UI, these are all coming under the designing courses part, so you can do there. Engineering is there, dental is there. Yes, scholarships you will get according to the profile. Scholarships you will get according to the university and the current situation and how much they are offering. See, all these universities they get certain grants. These are called the budgets. Jisme they have to fit out this scholarships. Okay, like if you go to Indiana, which is the Purdue University, there is something called as Dean's List. If you get into that Dean's List, you get good scholarships. Now to get into the Dean's List itself, you should have a SAT score of more than 1450. Apart from that, your other credentials will matter. So it is not easy, but yes, if everything is good, your scores are good, you get the scholarships. A scholarship can be applied along with, yeah, you can mention that provided the university has an allowance, and generally it is up to the university, so they will mention at the time when they release the letter to you saying that these are the XYZ fees. Along with that, the scholarship provided is XYZ amount. Okay, co-op program, I think I answered this. There is nothing called providing you an internship job. You have to find out one, which I already spoke. Okay, then I am in 12th standard. See, now what is happening is for those who are in 12th standard, now actually the if you have not given the exams and all, now the time has a little late. But as I said, SAT and all they are waived off for certain sections. We can see whether we can directly apply even on IELTS and all. But understand one thing: now when you are applying, you are going to have an additional primary pressure of the board exam also, which is जो हमारे लिए first आता है, which is a very priority. So you have to check whether you will be able to manage both. Else the next option is 12th होने के बाद you have to start this process. Therefore, then for 1 year you have to either do some certification course or something like that where you will have to be busy. IELTS any which ways all of you have to give because for visa IELTS is checked. Okay. Can't we do with IELTS instead of SAT? I answered this. SAT is the primary exam like GRE. So basically it takes 1 year. Yes. After 12th, no. Because if you start the process, as I told, once you finish your 12th and get your results in September, you are flying off. Okay. Dhruv, we will have to see the profiles for that. MBA in agriculture. I recommend there are good universities in New Zealand also, like Lincoln is there. Okay, so you can look at that because New Zealand is an agricultural country. If it takes 1 year for a process, then 2021 September intake is possible now also, provided if your documents are ready. If there are universities where you can start applications, yes. Then once the visa opens, all you have to do is get the visa. See, in all this, all of us are conveniently keeping aside one thing is financials, right? ये तो सब हो जाएगा लेकिन हमको finances भी जमाने होते हैं. So all of us have to keep that in mind also. जाने के लिए तो we can go for Feb also, but how good are we in getting up the financials in this much time? If you get an admission where the classes may begin from Feb in principle online and the fees is 25 lakhs to be paid right now, then are we in that situation position right now? Because now banks are also a little dilly when it comes to the loans because of the COVID and all. People are losing jobs. See, everything has to be taken into consideration. Then what would make sense? uh, deferring the intake to fall, or how that would be? Because this year many students have deferred admissions. Okay, so next year competition is going to be there. लोग गए नहीं है ये साल, but that doesn't mean they have cancelled. उन्होंने डिफर किया है एडमिशन. They have told the university हम अगले साल आने वाले हैं, but don't give my seat to anybody else. Understand one thing. Okay, those who have given the seats, they have given the seats, but many of the students have postponed their admissions to the next year, so they still hold valid admissions. Okay, so September intake can be looked at again, seeing the your application condition. The vacations in Canada are roughly after your first semesters, which are the 1 to 2 months like the others. Carleton University MS Human Computer Interaction. Again, you have to see what they are offering. You have to. You also have to check with, if you can get, LinkedIn hai. Go on LinkedIn, check out some senior students, talk to them. Okay. Before buying a mobile phone, all of us will talk to 1,000 people. I'm taking this. I'm taking iPhone. I saw on Flipkart. I saw this. How is it? Kaisa hai? If you can do this for small basic things of your life, like a mobile phone or a car or a vehicle, education is a critical aspect. I think you should talk of reviews from everywhere. Go on Facebook, you will find these ex students, right? Check with them. MSHCI का क्या है? What is the current trend right now going on there? If I come there, you will get positive reviews, you will get negative reviews. Not all will be happy, but there might be some. But you will be mature enough to take an average review कि मुझे decision लेना है कि नहीं. As I told, if it is not in top 10, but if it is sufficing your requirements checklist, then you can go for it. Okay. Undergrad, yes, 11th grade is best. As I told, in 11th grade, give your exams and sit steady. In your 12th standard, in June or July, your application process will start. The applications will start in that time only. You cannot apply in 11th grade. Okay. So the applications will start when you are in 12th or in your final year of graduation, but you can give the exams in the year -1, because GRE is valid for 3 years. The result, even SAT is valid for 5 years. Okay, IELTS also is valid for 3 years. Yes, GMAT is required for MBA, because apart from that, then there doesn't become a parameter for evaluating your people. But again, there are some universities, because COVID has changed everything. COVID has changed the way we are living. So some universities are offering waivers. Okay, so it is generally a 1 year process, as I pointed out to you. Yes, if we give the exams in 11, you won't have to give it again, unless you think your score is not good. You can again give it a shot. You can retake the exam, but these exams cost roughly 15-16 thousand in application fee. So again, we think कि वापस भर के उतना देना जरूरी है क्या यार? Okay, what about those in final year right now? Is it too late to start the process? As I again told, if you are in your final year, if your documentations and all are in order, you can still target even a spring intake, or you can target a September intake. See, now the process is ongoing for the September 2021 intake. We are in November. Universities are taking in applications. Okay, but because of COVID, what has happened? The spring deadlines have also extended. Okay, so universities are taking spring intakes also. So the chances are there of getting admissions. पहले जहाँ पर दिसंबर तक खत्म होता था, अभी कोविड की वजह से वो एक्सटेंड हो गया है, because universities also need students. End of the day, universities also have to survive. If I say I'm closing my admission and I have a 100-seater class जिसमें only 20 is filled, I mean my existence, my survival depends on this, na? Right? So it is never late, but you have to be on time. Okay, timely applications or timely action is the word when we call this as overseas process. Okay, GRE essential. Yes, GRE is advisable here. GRE GRE is mandatory, but then if you if you are a selecting officer, see, I have already overshot the time. So those of you who have some other time commitments, please feel free to drop off. Okay, those who can stay. We will just finish off in a couple of minutes because I want to complete all the questions for everybody. Now, see, if you are a selection officer, Shantanam, you are seeing my profile where I have given GRE and I have all the other things. You are also receiving Sandeep's profile, right? Where Sandeep has not given the GRE. Okay, whom do you think in your mind stands a bigger chance of getting selected? Me or Sandeep? Anyone? Who do you think stands a better chance of getting selected? Do I get selected or Sandeep? Sandeep, naturally. Why? Because he's having that extra edge. कि इसने GRE भी दिया है. And GRE, and these are standard tests. You won't understand 12th marks or CGPA, state board, A board. GRE means, this is universal test. So everybody studies the same. Sandeep has given GRE. He has not even showed me what is the score is Abhishek ka. So definitely Sandeep gets a higher end for getting admissions and a placement. So it is advisable that you keep and it's an easy test. It's a maths and all that you have to do. Okay. Then wait, I'm coming down. Some few more questions. Mm, compulsory university application. Too late. Is there a disadvantage of applying for spring 22 for is a scope? Yeah, fall 2021 you can apply, Rajat. There is no disadvantage. See, the difference between spring and fall is if in spring there are 500 universities who are open, in fall maybe if in fall there are 500 universities who are open, in spring maybe this number comes to 200. So good universities, they generally don't operate in spring. That is the only difference that people are applying for spring and fall. Okay. So fall 2021 scope is there again, as I told, basis your profiles, IELTS also. Okay, yes, Canada is a good country for UX UI. सी इधर हम लोग क्या बोलते हैं, एक साल वेस्ट हो जाएगा, ये हो जाएगा. अरे बट देन you have to think from the other end. If it is worth wasting that 1 year to get a good college after 1 year, I will definitely sit and I will not waste that 1 year. I will do something which is in line with what I want to do after 1 year in Canada college. Just because somebody is telling me, my parents are telling me, you have wasted 1 year of life. Now, I personally don't believe this concept of 1 year wastage. If something good is going to happen to me after 2 years down the line, I am happy wasting the 1 year. But just to save this 1 year, I am going to end up in some university which is never going to give me happiness, then that is the worst decision I will ever make in my life. If everybody understands what I want to talk of this terminology of wasting 1 year, right? Yes, you can get promoted, right? You have 7 years of work experience, so there is no backlog. 10, 10 backlogs are accepted, okay? Max 10. But it is ideal that you don't keep any backlogs. And work experience is there. You can try for the PG diploma, okay, the certificate courses, because generally issues come at the time of visa. Applications admits issues don't come. Whatever issues we talk of generally comes at the visa end, because end of the day they are individuals, they have their own perceptions. You don't know on which day you are sitting in front of whose officer and how he's about, because they don't give you the reasons also why you're rejected. Okay, so yes, but the best we can do is be careful and take all the precautions for getting a good success in visa. See, SAT you have to do. Some universities, yes, they are right now even asking only IELTS. That is what I'm saying. There are some universities who are waiving off the SAT and asking IELTS, so they will take your IELTS score. But IELTS is also mandatory because it's a supplementary exam. You can apply and go for masters depending on how your profile is. Okay, I'm planning to go for data science. Yes, absolutely. Canada, USA, Canada countries, Ireland, good for data science. You can do biotechnology. Minimum financials, I told you, at least 10,000 CAD you need to show in your account for the visa. Ideal is 20,000. There is nothing called as BPL or APL there, okay, for a scholarship. Okay, they don't have this terminologies. You are a BPL or you are a APL, right? Somebody has asked a question. It depends on your profile. I don't know whether Dhruv coming in is a BPL or APL or something. What I see is the profile application that Dhruv has sent to me. I will evaluate you on that. Yashvir is saying, okay. So I got one more question that, see, if you are preparing for competition exams, you can write that in the SOP when you apply. Any gap thing, anything related to you are having a gap, you have to substantiate in the SOP, and it should be honest and truthful, saying I was trying this, I was trying that, and unfortunately I could not get through in that, and so now I have taken. They have to find genuinity in your answers. Yes, Rajat, you can share your profile to Sandeep. When I talk of a profile, you have to share your doc mark sheets, you have to share your resume and any other activities that you have, because we directly send this to the universities. Okay, we directly scout the universities and we check if these profiles stand a chance. I am telling stand a chance, I am not telling confirm admissions. If these profiles stand a chance of getting an admit letters, okay, so we can definitely advise the universities, Rajat, for you, for masters mechanical. I just request you to send your profiles to Sandeep, because aggregate being 60-65%, how can I cannot tell you any university right now sitting here, right? So I need to we need to check all your things, all your scores, your any resume, your financials, and how that is all, right? What are the different financial requirements for different steps in the process of studying abroad? As I told you, the financial requirements are basically you have to make yourself uh, viable financially. That is, you have to show that you can survive there for 1 year, and please give me the visa. Definitely in 1 year you become more mature to pick up the second year earnings also, but at least एक साल का confidence आपको देना पड़ता है. So you can do that different ways. Generally people mortgage their houses for taking loans. Gold is there, savings are there, FDs are there, lot of education providers are there today, okay, who are doing that, done that. So you can do this finances through them. Compared to earlier times, financing today has become easy, okay. So you can write in your statement of purpose that you were trying for a government job. The gap has to be justified. If you have a 10-year gap, if you have to justify it properly. But then during the visa, you may face a tough time talking to the visa officer, but even if he is convinced, that that is not an issue. 2.5 year gap, if you can justify saying you are doing government job, maybe UPSC, MPSC, or the other competitive exams, you can mention there. And so then now I have decided that, looking at an abroad option is best for me. Having said that, when I researched the universities, I found your university application. Yeah, so you can write there, no? NGO work experience. At least, see, at least you are doing something. You are not sitting at home doing nothing. That is what the university wants to see. कि 2.5 साल आपने घर पे बैठ के कुछ किया है क्या, और you have moved out and done some valuable thing. How you can add value to the university? You can, your NGO work ex can add value to the university. That's the standard of university that I do from my masters from matter while looking for a job from a, it might to certain extent, but again, as I told, uh, it would depend. Okay, okay. If you get an interviewee who has done the education from a, okay, sort of average university, but you find that that person is having skill sets which are 100% applicable for your the job that you are looking for. right? You find in the resume that this person has done this XYZ project, this person has done XYZ internship during this education time, this person has written these things, this person has done this extra course, and this is all that I am looking for my employee that I am going to hire. Will you take that person at that time? Will you overlook this aspect of a university standard? Hello, right? So university will play a role, definitely. Yes, then I don't know how many of you are working. Tell me how many of you, those who are working, how many people's boss asks about your certificate first and then assigns you to job? Nobody here. Your certificates are just to get into that company and submit to the HR. Uske baad, whatever work the company gives, the boss gives, the department gives, you have to do it. Right? We cannot say I have done this engineering, I have got 70% in last year, I am not going to do this work that you have told me. No, here you have to do it. That's how it is. So it's a handhold shaking situation. But yes, unless it's a very downrated university, but that definitely won't be the case, because that means you have not selected the university properly from India itself. That means your university selection was wrong totally. So everything is looped out here. You have to. That's the reason when you are taking a decision, the decision has to be taken properly here only. So this question won't arise. Okay. Yes, absolutely. You can do that if you have a work experience. Apply the context of Indian education only is what I want to tell everybody. Okay, you have to apply all this, apply the context of India. Or see, one student some once upon a time asked me, sir, I won't be giving Duolingo, I will only give IELTS. Why? Because sir, after 4 years in Germany, the industry will ask me a question, why you did not give IELTS and why you gave Duolingo. And sir, my brother is sitting in Frankfurt, so he told me it is better to give IELTS. Here, all the companies first ask this question, why you did. Now tell me, number one thing is, in today's world, for applications, universities are taking Duolingo test. This is a case study I want to share with you all. One of our my student earlier, all universities are taking Duolingo test. IELTS right now centers are closed. Duolingo test costs 3,500. IELTS costs 13,000. You give a Duolingo test, you give that registration form, at least you start application, right? You will always take the IELTS when you are going for a visa. Secondly, just because somebody is going to ask you after 4 years, 4 years, 4 years, I am talking of 365 into 4 years, 1200, 1300 days. I mean, why should I bother about that? 1300 days down the line, I don't know what is going to happen. Please, everybody understand this point. After 4 years, somebody is going to ask me this question, which is told to me because somebody is asking it today. Should I be more worried on that part, or should I be more worried on getting admission in some good university? Personally, for me, getting admission in a good university is what should be worrying me more, not the 4 year aspect, right? So, what is important? The crux is first let me do this Duolingo if IELTS is not happening and start my applications. But students don't realize this. There is a little bubble that we all sit into, right? 4 years. How many of you predicted COVID? If anybody tells I had predicted COVID last year only, that this year COVID is going to come, I will leave everything and I will take some classes with you. We can't predict situations. The best thing that we have in our hand is doing the best part that we can. Right? You people will start for fall 2021 example, and then again United States will announce this year also we are going to do online class. What you people can do? You cannot do anything. Either take the decision of continuing or take the decision of withdrawing. That is the only thing you can do. You can go with IELTS. That is what I'm saying. SAT is mandatory, but right now because of COVID, many universities are waiving off. SAT is the mandatory test. Please understand. You all order this Domino's pizza, right? Do you know they give these seasonings? The seasoning आता है उसके साथ पिज्जा के साथ. Suppose I don't send the pizza, I say ये seasoning ही भेज रहा हूँ मैं आज. Will that be okay? Right? So your SAT is the main pizza. Yeah, it is not no use. SAT is the main pizza and your seasoning is the IELTS. Now unfortunately in today's world, since SAT के लिए एग्जाम्स के लिए आपके पास वो बंद है, so they are telling ठीक है भाई अभी सीजनिंग ही भेज दो, भूख तो लगी है, जो मिल रहा है हम खा लेंगे, उसके बाद पिज्जा का सोचेंगे. Okay, so till the time your corona thing regularizes, there are universities who might waive off your SAT and they might take you out on the IELTS course also. Okay, but then these universities have to be checked out, right? That is how this thing completely works. So I want all of you to understand is, don't think what is going to happen ahead, think what is the best for you that is going to happen now in this situation. Okay, right? That is how we will go ahead. Okay, I think I covered everything, and I guess this was a very useful thing for all of us. Those who are really serious about trying to give a shot, you can reach out to Sandeep on this. Okay, I'm not advertising or telling to come and sell me out, but reach out, see your profiles are matching or not, see if we can give the universities or not. Okay, and then take a good decisions. Right now everything is on a uncertain scale because of COVID. जो है वो है. I cannot give you bright stars, right? But universities are taking the applications. That is also a truth, right? We don't know when visa offices will start, and once visa offices start, there's going to be a lot of backlog that they have to clear. That case is there, but the thing that you can do is try your best. Okay, so I think I cleared most of the questions. Any other questions? We are already over time, right? So you can just drop a note to Sandeep, or you can get in touch with Savita, or you can just share the email there, and we will get back to you. And if you want to start the process with us, then they will share the formalities with you, and then we will get you started. Okay, I think so. I think, yeah, I think I thank all of you who are still there for giving your time, and I wish you all a very good Sunday. Yeah, yeah, do good and do good in your career. Yeah, you attend all the webinars. Be smart enough to ask smart questions. Okay, don't just sit on the face value of the company or the face value of the speaker. Yeah, Sandeep, I think we are good to go.
Okay.
I think,
Thank you
yeah,
so much, Abhishek. Thank you so much.
sure. Thanks all.
Thanks everybody for attending. So we'll just close it now here, and we hope to see you again in our next webinar. Okay. Thank you so much.